A vacation at sea. How many times, how many ways, how often does landlocked man dream of a voyage to unspoiled lands? Lands that surge with the adventure and excitement and promise of life itself. Lands that promise memories. Memories that start with you, the travel agent, and provided by P&O Orient Lines. Here's something brand new, a series of new, exciting vacation voyages for 1965. And to help you sell new pictures, folders, charts, pamphlets, brochures, package tours, advertising, magazine ads, ads for newspapers, coupons, direct mailer, publicity, window units, posters, sailing schedules, fares folders, shore excursion handbooks, essays, language folders, envelope stuffers, log and availability charts, and this special kit entitled Vacation Voyages 1965, Sales Aid to Travel Agents. All new for 1965. All this to help you promote the new trends in sea travel, new trends that particularly affect you, your agency, and the future. After a complete market study, P&O Orient Lines was convinced that ocean passenger requirements are changing and new traffic developments have emerged. Mr. Turner comments.
It's not surprising that you should comment on the growth in sea travel demand. We see it here too. In fact, we estimate that by 1975, there'll be 1.5 million people taking cruises alone. So in this spirit, we've been changing the pattern of our sailings to provide more and more vacation voyages within the framework of our worldwide schedule. And the success we've had is evidence that there are thousands of Americans and Canadians who are looking for a relaxing sea voyage at moderate cost. Let me show you what we have planned for next year. In 1965, we are catering especially to the growing round-world cruise market. We shall have 12 sailings from the West Coast with excellent itineraries all the way through to Europe. Some of these voyages go to the Orient and on to Europe. Some go via the South Pacific and Australia. By connecting with our increased service through the Panama Canal, we are offering 4 opportunities all the way around the world and back to the West Coast by P&O Orient Lines. Something that is catching on is the new way home from Europe. Take a P&O Orient ship from Britain or from Naples, come onto the Pacific and back home to the West Coast. There will be 14 of these sailings next year, most of them via Australia and the South Pacific, but some via the Orient and 2 via Australia and the Orient. Again, it is possible to travel from the West Coast all the way around to the West Coast by P&O Orient Lines. There are some excellent one-ship opportunities in this program. Travel to the Pacific is growing at a faster rate than any other area in the world, and P&O Orient Lines is helping make this possible. In 1965, there will be 4 one-ship round-trip cruises to the South Pacific. In February, we have the Oronsay, and this ship makes another round voyage at the end of July. In October, our flagship Canberra makes a round-trip cruise to Australia, and in December, it is the Oronsay again. On the first 3 of these sailings, passengers may join the ship at Port Everglades in Florida. All in all, there'll be 10 voyages from the West Coast to Australia and 9 voyages returning from Australia to the West Coast. We're serving the Orient from the West Coast with 3 voyages, all of which leave at ideal times of the year. 2 leave in the spring to catch Japan at its cherry blossom best, and one leaves the West Coast at the end of June, right after school lets out. There are convenient return connections. They say the best trip in the Pacific is a trip right around the Pacific. In 1965, by means of convenient connections in Sydney, we're offering 3 excellent vacation voyages around the Pacific. 2 leave in March and 1 in April. However, I think the most significant development in our 1965 program is the increase in our service from the West Coast through the Panama Canal and the Caribbean to Europe. In 1965, there will be 5 voyages in each direction. There will be departures from the West Coast in April, June, July, September, and November. Return sailings leave Europe in January, July, August, September, and November. Some of these voyages will be via Bermuda, Port Everglades, and Nassau. Others will be calling at Cartagena, Trinidad, and Lisbon. There'll be space on most of these voyages for your passengers between the Caribbean and the West Coast, between the Caribbean and Europe, and between the West Coast and Europe. So there is our program for next year. Every voyage offered by P&O Orient Lines has been carefully planned to offer your clients an opportunity to sail to some of the world's most fascinating ports at the best times of the year.
P&O Orient, with 10 years' experience in the Pacific, has found these on-season sailings to be in popular demand. The theme for 1965, Runaway to Sea, biggest bloomin' ships sailing the 7 seas. It starts with ads to bring them into your agency. There's much in store for 1965, magazine advertising such as this, scheduled to run in these well-known publications on an effective schedule. Not only magazines, but newspapers as well, selling specific opportunities will be part of our impressive media schedule for this coming year. When he sends us this coupon, the prospect will immediately be sent this kit of literature. Then the coupon will be sent to you for follow-up and booking. It's all there, ready for 1965. To back these ads and help create public desire to travel, there is our publicity program. Yes, Posh Service is not only part of the P&O Orient Lines cruises, but Posh is the magazine that is part of our support for all the P&O Orient marketing programs. This is the summer issue that highlights our shipboard services with sparkling photographs of ancient sea days, contrasting with modern-day liners, and interesting stories such as these. Add a publicity program that continues with these clippings covering the newsworthy aspects of each of the voyages. Displays get you point-of-sale business. Cruises that are highlighted by this poster series. For example, Runaway to Sea, to create the desire. Posters that are just part of a display program that is waiting with these eye-catching window units for 1965. Modern, attractive. This window unit is easy to display and is sure to stop passers-by and encourage them to take the long dreamed-of shipboard cruise. These brochures sell the different segments of the P&O Orient worldwide service. Each is a self-contained sales piece to give or mail to your prospect. This Pacific folder is one of the new promotional sales pieces for 1965. It opens to tell a story of the ports of call in the Pacific, and then opens again to continue the description and highlight it with destination photographs. And then opens again to reveal the full scope of the folder, including a route chart. A handy schedule of cruise-like vacation voyages to the South Pacific, the Orient, and around the whole bloomin' Pacific. Also some sample fares, as well as more color photographs of typical shipboard accommodations. It's all there, the Pacific Vacation Voyages 1965. The other folder in the series, Europe, Around the World, Caribbean. Another new vacation voyage folder for 1965. This, too, opens to reveal a synopsis of the vacation voyages and give sample fares, and present color photos of the destinations with descriptive captions that explain the where and when of the sites. The full color center spread shows the world routes and the arrival and departure times in a color-keyed chart, as well as more full-color photographs that show shipboard activities. This three-way service schedule shows at a glance the around the world, through to Europe, and the Caribbean sailings for easy reference. Yes, another primary sales literature piece. This is the sailing schedule, soft blue in color, produced twice or 3 times a year. It contains a section that shows you our fleet of great liners and their specifications. It shows the routes of these largest and fastest liners sailing around the world, all voyages of 11 passenger liners for 1965, and schedules that clearly indicate vessels, ports of call, and dates and port times. Sample fares are not forgotten. Yes, there's a page on that too. Also, the annual Sunshine Cruise program from United Kingdom is listed. It's a very complete brochure containing general information and an overseas agent's listing for convenience. It contains information on all fares, as well as a word about children's fares and infants' care, round-trip tickets, changes en route, ports, taxes, and so forth. The P&O Orient Lines sailing schedule. Now you have selected the journey. What is the fare? Companion to the sailing schedule and second basic folder is the passenger fares folder. It's a unique bright red folder which is divided into 2 sections. The first section lists all the accommodations in each of the 11 ships and the grades relating cabin to fare at which they are sold: first class, tourist class, and 1 class tourist. The second section lists the fares most frequently referred to in the worldwide service. You can quote fares to your client to any port in the world. What are P&O Orient ships like? Here's the one folder you've been waiting for. The biggest bloomin' ships folder contains color photos of each ship of the line, capturing the mood and elegance of life aboard a P&O Orient liner. A pictorial description of similar ships like Orsova, Oronsay are displayed throughout this section. The superliners, Oriana and Canberra, are shown individually with picture coverage of the restaurants, the lounges, the taverns and bars, and the cabins are pictured by common types. With handy diagrams of floor plans, you can find the type of room you have just sold right here. This new folder, Biggest Bloomin' Ships, covers all the ships of the fleet, inside and out. Now that the passenger is booked, he wants to know what to see along the way. How about the Riva River, Buenabocasi, and Mukalau Island? Leave Suva Wharf by bus, proceeding up Edinburgh Drive to Nassori via King's Road. Crossing the Riva Bridge, the road flanks the banks of the Riva River as far down as Buenabocasi. And on goes the description of one of the exciting shore excursions, described in this very helpful booklet called The Handbook of Shore Excursions. No matter where your client is visiting, it's all here. Full details of the sightseeing offered at every port in the world served by P&O Orient Lines. The half-day and one-day excursions are booked aboard ship, but the prices are included in this handbook for your client's information. You can pre-book the overland tours in Japan and Europe, and these carry 10% commission for you. Here's one folder that everyone will want to read. It's written by the syndicated traveler columnist, Stanton Delaplane. He talks about everything: the first days aboard, baggage, labels, getting lost aboard ship, ironing boards, hair appointments, tells you where the bow is and what to wear, even gives a complete checklist for clothes and binoculars, and gives a final warning: don't come back tattooed. Collateral sales material starts with this folder on Sunshine Cruising. Sunshine Cruises from England, a whole series that begins in March and ends in September. Usually about 20 cruises a year, and they take in all the wanted ports: West African cruise, Mediterranean cruise, North Cape and Scandinavia, including all the Greek islands, Athenic cruise, Dalmatian coast cruise, and so forth. This folder gives routes of all these cruises and shows the ports, distances, arrival times, the stay times, excursions, and departures. Sunshine Cruising is the fun tour of Europe for the summer months. See Europe the easy way with no worry about hotel reservations, packing, unpacking, or early morning flights to catch. We have new language folders such as this Japanese sailing schedule, which shows ships and shows the routes, accommodations, and pleasures of sailing to Japan from North America. There is also the Chinese sailing schedule that shows fares and sailings to and from Hong Kong to North America, and of course, this Spanish folder, which gives information on the worldwide services to Europe, Asia, and the Caribbean. Collateral support material includes this envelope stuffer and reply card designed for you to use on your mailing list. Runaway to Sea. We provide these free for your select mailing list. We imprint your agency name and address free, and we'll send you enough of the Vacation Voyage series to follow up the response. This card, there for his reply, of course. It's on this card we print your name. The Log, P&O Orient's Bulletin for Agents. Each issue highlights a new sales opportunity and gives all particulars on the front cover, points out hot items to push, and up-to-the-minute sales features. Inside is the latest booking position or space availability chart for all future sailings. It shows tour notes, special features, and reminders of how to earn more. When you speak of package tours, there's a new package tours catalog ready for the use of selected P&O travel agents. A new loose-leaf binder ensures a complete up-to-the-minute quick reference. Colorful separators divide the catalog into geographical areas: Hawaii, South Pacific, Circle Pacific, the Orient, Caribbean, Europe, and around the world. Easily read, we outline the important details: the operator, number of days, rates, routing, major points of interest, hotels, transfers, land transportation, and the all-important deposit. This year we offer a newly designed shell folder which sparkles with color. It's versatile. 8 panels to start, and these can be cropped to 6 panels or 4. This shell can be used for a round-the-world package or a quickie tour to Acapulco. The world of fun and excitement is waiting for your clients on P&O Orient Lines. This complete sales kit, compact, in handy file folder size, contains all the sales items you, the travel agent, need to earn more big-ticket income by selling P&O Orient Lines ships in the worldwide service. Sailing schedule, fares folder, 2 vacation voyages, envelope stuffer, sample advertising, sunshine cruises, an essay on smoother sailing, biggest bloomin' ships folder, and Posh, all yours today to help sell P&O Orient Lines to your clients. Runaway to Sea on the biggest bloomin' ships sailing the 7 seas.